Morning, everyone. I am OracleUnicorn, and welcome to Shaman Messages. Please keep in mind this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Put some things in your back pocket. You never know, you might need it for later. Don't forget to check your zodiacs on my Facebook page, OracleUnicorn. And that looks cool.
This summer, dress to chill in Foamies by Skechers. Foamies are colorful, lightweight footwear for the whole family that are completely waterproof. Head to the beach, pool, or wherever you're keeping cool. Then just wash them off. Get comfortable in Foamies by Skechers.
Sounds pretty, but it looks really cool. They look like actual ajnas. Ajnas? Can't remember what the name of that dog is. At first, I thought they were wolves. I don't think y'all can see it. Hardly. At first, it looked like a wolf. No. Man, it's so cool looking. Anyway, let's get started. So, how are y'all this morning? Oh, it's been a rough morning, actually. Pretty rough. It was like, I swear, I probably woke up at like 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock, around there. Laid in my bed for a while. It felt like very just interesting, depressive energy. And I was sitting here thinking, well, am I going to do a masculine reading or am I going to do a collective? And then I came over here to my calendar. I was like, oh, yeah, now I see why I put collective down for today and masculine for tomorrow. Because and I actually felt like the depression or the morning energy was coming from masculine energy. So, which is why I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be doing the masculine today. But I really want to do masculine reading on the 8th. So that's what I'm going to do. So tomorrow will be my masculine reading. And today's the collective. Okay, so really not sure. Looks like there's good news coming in though. For me not to put my deck specifically back up, kind of OCD about certain things. So, and I left it out there with the herald of change, caution, but also good news. So there could be a good news of change. We have been receiving a lot of messenger type energy with the knights, all the knights. And this looks like very much a knight card. Oh, well, look, with authenticity. So it looks like that some of you are going to be getting a message of truths about things. So possibly someone maybe revealing themselves, kind of clearing their mind, wanting to go into group thinking with someone. I don't know that this is really the deck. I really don't feel this deck. No, I still feel discontented. Okay, so we got the radical acceptance card down there that was at the bottom. Oh wow, with union and cosmic collaboration tied to union. Oh, look at that. See, I was wondering about that morning card. There is some rough emotions going on. It's okay. I'm feeling that it's all just kind of bringing in more perspective, which is why there's some discomforting emotions going on. It's giving more of a self-reflection going on, especially when it comes to a renewal or moving into a new contract, because I feel a lot of us are ending a contract right now, ending certain cycles, coming into realizations and really putting initiative in ending specific cycles or bad habits. Like, what was it? There was last week and this week. Well, technically yesterday. Last week and yesterday, me and my son, we'd walk to the store and bring food home. And I walked by probably 3 or 4 different people that were like, standing on the sidewalk, smoking a cigarette. And usually I would totally just be like, can I have a cigarette? And I haven't at all. I was very happy with myself. I mean, I had that like, that little poke on the shoulder, like, you'd probably get one if you ask. And I was like, yeah, I probably would. I don't want it. I don't want one. I don't want one. So I was like, yes, I'm so happy with myself. Woohoo, celebration. Because usually, oh yeah, I would ask and I would totally be like, this is not good, but damn, good cigarette. Nope, I didn't. Staying true. That's really awesome. I'm so happy with myself. So yes, we have this radical acceptance and love in someone's heart. This could, for some of you, be involving union with someone, or this is like universal collaboration, and universal connections. So it's cosmic collaboration and universal connections. My bad. And the sacred contract, of course, which is why I was saying we're probably entering into a new one, is what's going on. So there's this reflection energy. And it's mourning, but it's also reconciliations. So that really ties with that unity card. But grief and mourning here. Oh, for some of you, this is involving court. Something not going in someone's favor. But grace and generosity, there's this mentoring energy, and gifts of support, and working through that overwhelming energy. Yeah, see, I was feeling this morning. We have been, and someone messaged me and was, wanting to chit chat and ask them how they were doing, and they were going through some rough energy too. And I was like, yeah, I feel that in the collective. I feel like the feminines are really they're working really hard at keeping themselves from, falling into that energy. And I really like to analyze why I'm feeling what I'm feeling. So I do allow myself to go into it. But it's good for the feminines that, you're practicing keeping yourself, lighthearted up out of that energy. That's really good. That's good practice to do. But with me and my work and the way I am, it's kind of one of my things that is about me. I like to go into it because I always like to feel and understand and find some reason there, because it usually has something tied to do with the reading. So, yeah, see, I am feeling the Fae. As we move on from that, yeah, recreating, being you, there's this memory. Oh, remembering. Okay. I feel like some of the masculines are going through not just self-reflection, but memory reflections. And clearing up your mind in confusions and possibly the stepping stones that you're wanting to take towards the baby steps and the play and the collaboration with life and things in play and choices and understanding of their consequences now. So there's that revisioning, being mindful. That's what it is. It's being very mindful of a lot of these things, and that's really good. Even if you're in a very kind of like, it's not really depressed, but it's a mourning like energy. But some of it's kind of like a depression. Okay, yeah. It's a disparity. Some of you, this is mourning. This is in despair, but getting through the disparity. And my condolences when it comes to that, because of getting the fallen angel. All right. Some of you, this is just, especially for feminine, this would be just clearing up some confusions, maybe in certain questions that you have within yourself about being mindful in your path. And we have destiny here. It's very good. Certain outcome, consistency, staying consistent in who you are, the revisioning process, the recreating energy of who you are choosing to be. Yeah, the foresight and breaking cycle. See, that is so funny. I was feeling this. That's not the card that popped up on my head, but that is definitely the energy I nailed. Like, and analyzing this, cause and effects. It's funny. All right, yeah, these forms, these masks, some of you live by. That is also what's being analyzed. That it's possibly caused this disparity too, and that's also partial. This healing of certain regrets. Um, this feels very heavy, y'all. Just like, geez, it's. I'm surprised this energy is still very strong. I mean, this was heavily what I was feeling this morning, and I wanted to get up and go take a shower, and this morning and be all like awesome, and that is totally not what happened. The energy of life was like, blah. And I was like, oh, blah, really, blah. Okay. So yeah. So I am seeing putting a lot of work, strategy, to strategic action, and possibly certain mm, issues. Maybe you're creating resolution for. You're working at allowing yourself to be mindful as you work through. Some of you, it's certain dishonesties when it comes to people, and accepting unpleasantries in certain areas, knowing there's not much you can do, nor much that you can truly say when it comes to some incidences or people, or possibly trying to stand your ground. Um, and you just like kind of have to grit your teeth and flow with it in a way, because wasting too much of your energy on it is just only going to stress you out more. So my team. There is a giving back thanks, possibly help relating to a home, confidence in one's work. I see that here. This is a grow in your confidence. This commitment energy in this, and also this working through true form energy when it comes to disparity, possibly, old ways of doing things, certain unchanging elements, showing its uh, fated destiny in a way, if so one chooses. So, or if one chooses. So, yeah, that's how it's said. Creative expression. So it looks like someone's going to be coming in their ownership of truth first within themselves, for sure, and then it looks like there's possibly a opportunity of a union and creative expression, sincerities towards two people I'm seeing here, in power and personal gifts. So this could be a revealing as well in certain uh, messages, consistency, serendipities type of stuff. There could be a lot of heart-to-heart conversation with this. That is definitely what I'm seeing here for a collective reading energy here. Fulfillment behind that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This is seeing the true wealth in both Definitely both aspects. And then there's this balancing energy between two people when it comes to accepting certain unpleasantries in a understanding of certain outcomes and consistencies relating to like fated events. It was just fated for that to be that way. It was fated for that to be triggered in such a way to push people to these certain understandings and conclusions. For sure, especially with the hidden home being here and caring for your roots. So it did push both of y'all to care for your roots, and it's being done in a private process. And some of you are working on this home. There's a private process about a home. This could be tied to an empress. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Looks like a coming out of confusion for a lot of you. Coming out of confusion, having foresight about the truth and certain things, masked intentions behind masked truth behind masked intentions. That's what it is. Really growing the intuition energy within one's heartfelt, and balancing out the mind, the chaotic thoughts, possibly downing and doubting thoughts, balancing that out. A healthy, logical mind and listening to the heart, pretty much. Yeah, because there's black, brown, and then red for the heart, and then silver through it, and then green, and that's in the home. There's definitely more black than any of them. There's 3 black. So this is very much healings in a dark night of soul type energy, but it's playing on its boundary lines, like the fence of it. Okay. This is that metamorphical, like, opening of the heart. Huh. This is disparity relating to the heart. Just like snapping the heart open in a way, like healing the disparities of the heart. Huh. Interesting. That is interesting. Cool. Huh. I was wondering if it was on that fence there for real. It's like borderlining that fence. Huh. That is that is cool. And that's light light casted in the shadows, and spiritual guidance for one's fulfillment. Chosen direction in this ownership of truth and possibly emotional. Okay, so this could also be relaying to a child. Okay, a child and the Empress, which is here too. So this is tied to a child. Fulfillment relating to a child, ownership in one's truth's legacy, and having strength towards this appreciation of the journey and seeing the results relating to a child more than likely. Wow. And this one is the inner shadows. Holy cow. like nightmare, depression, growth out of the inner shadows. Like, you don't just get light in the dark with destiny and then the inner shadows with foresight. Like, that's pretty interesting. It's like, whoa, okay. And I saw it, how it lays out on my board is these two facing each other like this. That's trippy. And this is about matters of the heart. This one's like a darker kind of gray energy here with like kissing the serpent, and this one's like blue, bright blue, with the owl underneath that one. That is just wild, and this is coming out of that depression because that has the depressed fae here, and like igniting from that. Wondering why I was feeling this depression energy, and I was like, I really don't have much to be depressed about besides what I've always been depressed about. And that's usually tied to my finances and wishing I had, more grounding in that area. Oh goodness, I should look at that. Oops. Oh, we're on a tornado watch. Oh, that's fun. Don't make sense to me. What? Like, I don't pay the rent, so how would I know how you're supposed to be paying them? I'm like, what? What? Okay, so yes, this is definitely tied to a masculine. My goodness. But coming into clear sight, but there's this could be this, like I was saying, listening to intuition beyond the mask, and this masculine could be feeling as if they have to keep wearing this masked intentions, but seeing the true form, listening to the true form beyond delusions and dishonesty. Some of you are definitely dealing with someone that's very manipulative, dishonest, is not who they say they are. And it looks like some of you could be releasing this person. I mean, that's the gland center. I see. She doesn't do these cards anymore, so I forget the names. Oh, she's gone. I haven't seen her in forever, and I tried looking for her, and she's not on YouTube anymore. But also, she had a very bad disease, sickness that was killing her, and man, she's, if not, she's happier now. But but this is also clear sight through masked dishonesty and deception and masked intentions here. This feels like some heavy despair. Yeah. Like, wow, okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Accepting unpleasantries when it comes to breaking bad habits and patterns and trickster. and creative chaos tied with this strategic action. Okay, but this is also like someone behind the scenes, like watching someone. Could be a feminine. Very weird. Ugh. And you know what? Sometimes it is very hard to have self acceptance when you're supposed to be more responsible or have things working out better. Uh, but trust the process, right? Do everything you can do and trust the process. But boy, is that exhausting. And you're supposed to be able to relax while you trust the process. No, that does not happen. Did you just no? You try to relax, and then the trying to relax it just makes it worse. Just draining, to be personally honest. Just draining. I mean, just draining. I mean, it's like, oh man, if I could be a regular person, I just don't think I would. I know I wouldn't. If I was this person trying to be a regular person, I could not be happier. I would not be happier. I would be just dying more, way more than the stress that I go through over being authentically me. Oh yeah, I mean that's exactly why I couldn't. I mean that's exactly why I even ended up in this path, in this like way of living, and somehow have to sit here and be okay. Well, I accept this part of myself. It's okay, not everyone can, and it's like, well, it's seemingly to be very expected of me, and I'm not a good enough person unless so. Oh man. The ways of society makes practically self-love almost freaking impossible. Like, just about almost. And then it's like I really think about myself, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, if I could just go find a part-time, and I was like, yeah, I would already done lost that job, not being able to do that, having my son over the summer, you know. Yeah, see, I have no babysitter, nor will a part-time job pay for a babysitter and everything else that I would need. So it's like, it's like I feel like I'm not doing things right, but yet I'm doing everything that I think I can do. And then it's like more pressure on this, more pressure on that. And it's like, I'm not the one paying the rent, so why am I getting asked these questions? You're the one been paying the rent. I mean, you should have these people's number. If I was the one doing all this, sure, this would be my area to do, but what? I wish I was the one doing and being able to do all of this. I feel inadequate, the fact that I keep like sitting here going, all right, y'all. And going, okay, I just trust the universe, I'm just gonna go. People think you're crazy over that one. They're like, well, that's you not doing anything. It's like, oh no, that's me doing everything I think I can do, and then try to do more with what I think I can do. I mean, holy cow. And then feel all this like inadequacy or pressure when it comes to family members or the gossip that's going around. Like, oh my gosh, I feel just like I'm encaged in a cage and saying, I tried to get out of this, but it's almost like I walk out of one, walk right back into one, to walk out of one, to walk right back into one. And I'm going, whoa, where's this opportunity here? Where's this, where's my bone? Like, okay, here's the bone, okay, and then I'll get a little bit of bone when it comes to readings and stuff like that, but then that's not reliable. So how are you supposed to even rely on it? You can't. It's hard. That's not it. And then I'm like, okay, well, I can go for a sponsorship, work my butt off in this and go for a sponsorship. And then I'm like, wow, going on about 3 years trying to figure out YouTube, and I'm still not getting there. And there's been people I've seen brand new, old, just skyrocketing it up, and then they are but stated back in readings, and I'm going, wow, okay, so what am I doing wrong here? Apparently I can't do this right, can't do that right. And it's like, oh, well, I'm just being harder on myself. And it's like, oh, okay, well, be easy on myself. And it's like, well, then how am I going to figure certain things out? Wow, that's like the life of a freaking single mother. I tell y'all, man. There's supposed to be organizations out there that help with. Oh, tell y'all. It really rips you apart. And somehow I'm just trying to be what is like ushering women to be able to care for and take care of everything. Well, I'm sorry, I do not have that kind of capacity. I'm already breaking it up just trying to figure out how to be a single mother as a stay-at-home mom, and figure out work. Because I'm telling y'all, it's not that easy to find online freaking jobs. It really isn't. And even then, it's like you have to pay money into something to get something out of something, or you have to go through 500 different loops, and then still, to me, that just doesn't even seem to be worth it for hopes in something when it's not even in a passion of some sort. Right collective. Oh man, that triggered me. That triggered me, didn't it? Okay. Justice, protection, in home. Justice and protection in home. Huh? Yeah, that's cool. All right. Sure. That's cool. But it's still scary. It doesn't take the scare factor out of it, I'll tell you what. Sure as hell doesn't. And somehow, I'm not oblivious to the amazing, wild things I freaking come up with, like, no joke, and have been able to come up with, and have somehow found a way in certain things or another. So, I'm pretty talented at basically who I am, but boy, is it still terrifying. Unbelievably terrifying. Then I find the one thing that I can easily get and have to keep my anxiety from freaking blowing me up. And you can't have that, no, because you'll risk losing a kid. You'll risk people looking at you like you're some kind of drug addict. All it is a freaking weed plant that helps with people's anxieties. It's not no freaking pills, or psychotic meds, or whatever they use for anxiety, like Xanny bars, people nodding off on that, or freaking can't even keep their head on straight over some of these things and getting addicted and then freaking falling even further. You think that's better. Somehow, and you can keep your kids over that, but this, you have full control over yourself, and you don't have anxiety, and people want to sit there and talk down about you, or want to sit there and try to take your kids away, and it's like, what? It's legal in some states. How is it okay to take people's kids in one state, but it's perfectly fine in other states for people to do be themselves in a natural herbalistic way. Oh, because you want us to just suck down your pills and keep going to your doctors and keep doing what you want us to do and keep dumbing ourselves. And yeah, that's going to help the parents be able to take care of their kids. I think not. And that's my biggest point about it. But nope, can't do that. I'm looking at freaking one person over here trying to bash me over this, that, and another, especially when it comes to certain disabilities, over crying because of being under pressure and too much stress when it comes to the way people treat people and in the work environment. And that, if no one wants to take care of that, and to treat your employees right, or your employees are the reason why your store even keeps going. Or you keep going because you wouldn't be getting very much sleep if you were the one doing everything. But you want to treat your employees like shit, the people that are doing these things for you, helping you to keep running your stuff. Yeah, that makes sense to me. And then you pay them dirty. And then give them more or give them more duties than what their job title is of them. And then people wonder why there's suicides happening at gas stations when it comes to managers that run freaking gas stations. Like, I used to work at one and was doing assistant manager duties, and I was only a cashier. It's like, oh, but we're just training you to try to get you to be an assistant manager. Well, then start paying me for it. Don't sit here and then, overuse me and underpay me. Overuse me and underpay me. And then lose my apartment because of my emotions are just... Our society, y'all. It's heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. This is why I talk about half the crap I talk about. Anyway, and wow, that's pretty funny. Grounding and centering, personal gifts, creative expression, and commanding an audience. Oh, yeah, that's it right there. Oh, doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's like the lying, cheating, and stealing seem to get more ahead of life than those that are really trying to live their life as honest as possible. Then they get taken advantage of, and those that are trying to stay as honest as possible to their true selves are thrown to the streets. And then they make the best of it and realize that's way better than what we've been living through. And it's like, well, that's pretty sad. That is pretty sad, because we were actually supposed to have all of this better than what we were already living then in. They went backwards, and because it was way better than what we have created forwards. Wow, obviously we have a problem in the system here. Like, okay. And then it's horrible to be a stay-at-home mom, or women freaking trapping people, or men feeling stuck because of that factor in general, because they have someone to take care of. I mean, this turned into some serious. I mean, the only thing I can express Kali is that is an energy of, for real, Kali, standing on top of, people, and and having all the heads around the neck, like, and destruction, like. But seems to be an ongoing destruction of people's souls, and then no care for the home life, and then people want to look at, oh, you're not doing enough for this, you're not doing enough for this, and it's like, well, if you go to the root cause, the people you what is it, like you're tied to, that they're telling you to do, or whatever, image type of thing. Nope, that's not what the word is. Yeah, well, I gotta move on or else I'm gonna get stuck. And that is everyday blessings, and smile and play with the everyday blessings. Yeah, and that's a hard one too, because it's like you can try and force yourself to do that all you want, and it still makes it damn freaking hard to try to play within those, that trust, joy, and patience. And it's like, I mean, it's for real. Like this Freya just sitting there, like exhausted with this trust, and that's funny because it's like, honestly, that's like the Ace of Cups, and then it's feminine, and it just feels like that's exactly what I just did. It was just like my bottle just went in the middle of this video. After that, seeing that, I'm just like, oh, just oh man, if you wanted this to be my responsibility, well, I wish it could be mine too. I wish I could just, all those that want to sit there and keep pushing me and pushing me and pushing me out of your lives, I wish I could. I wish that I could just go cut off and be like, there, are you happy now? I'm finally out of your life. I finally don't need help. You don't have to feel obligated to help me, but don't sit here and try to be buddy and be my friend and be around me, or want to have my attention, or want to freaking, do this and that with me when you are constantly pushing me out of your life in the beginning. I mean, holy cow. How does that make sense? It's like you want me to be two-faced with you after I felt like I was literally, keep being shoved out of someone's life. And it's just like, okay. I mean, and that's every one of them. I mean, like, every one of them in my family. Like, I can't count how many times I've just been shoved and shoved and shoved. I mean, even put into a shelter with my own son. I mean, that one surprised me. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, and that's the reason, is I don't have a job. I didn't try to get a job. And I was like, oh, yeah. I was all the way out in boondocks, freaking saints, in the freaking woods, and you're just wanting to pick out some sort of excuse as to why it was okay to abandon me and my child. Like, and then you want to be buddy. You're like, yeah, Merry Christmas and this, that, and it's like, yeah, oh yeah, family. I'm supposed to sit here and smile and be okay with this. Patience, right? And then it's like then you go, oh, finally, you make it. And then you go, okay, well, you know what? I'm finally out of your lives. I'm just going to put that behind me. And then they're going, oh, wait, what? No, that's not what you're trying to do. We just wanted you to push you into getting you on your own. And it's like, yeah, well, you know what? That made me feel really loved, didn't it? And then you want me to sit here and still want to be around you? That don't make sense to me. Tidying up loose ends, delayed completion in something. Yeah, I bet. Especially with what? Yep, that resentment energy I was talking about, right? Like, yeah, I know. But in a way, is it really resentment, or is it sitting here pondering upon cause and effect, like for real, like certain actions, and then pondering upon those actions and how, I mean, I should feel differently? I think I feel exactly what I was meant to feel. Because if I was meant to feel any differently, things would have played out completely differently. And honestly, that's how I feel about Christianity. I wouldn't have fallen into everything that I've fallen into afterwards, after the effect. Everything would have went smooth and fine. Oh no, that's just testing your faith. Oh, I'm pretty sure shit was already freaking tested well enough. And then I fall into hello depression, and then I start like feeling called back to like ancestral magic and everything like that. Yeah, no, that's fated events. That was obviously I was never meant to be down that road. But I was in a way. But no, that road was never meant for me type of thing. But then it's okay for those people to disown me more because, oh, see, I told you it wasn't true. Oh, yeah, it was true. I was there when I was on that road. I didn't throw away freaking hundreds of dollars of clothes and books for no freaking reason. No, that was me being true at heart. So I guess that is three swords energy that I keep trying to go around and around and around and figure out and try to heal. But that relays me to that one question, you know? How can you heal something that, you know, you finally take that sword out and you sew that wound up just for the same sword to be slammed back through that heart again? The same exact sword over and over and over. And then you just give up pulling the swords out. And then it turns into 10 of swords. So it's like, how is it, I mean, it's like you have to keep going through perpetual healing in something like that when it keeps happening, when you're trying to, okay, if you don't like it, change what you're doing. Oh, yeah. Okay, let me rattle my brain about that because I've constantly went over and over and over about that one too. And this is the mental state of our society. This is truly the mental state of our own society. Perpetual heartbreak. Perpetual heartbreak. And sadness. And depression. And then most of us not even know why. And then those that figure out why are rattling our own brains as to how to change it. And then it's like everything tells us to sit back and trust the process. And we're like, what about these people that have been sitting back and trusting all of this and had no clue or want to figure out how to change this? And those of us that do want to figure out how to change it are going, yeah, well, that don't make sense either. Like, what? And that's the same thing with soul retrieval. You can do as many soul retrievals as you want. But if you keep going through the same heartbreak over what you're doing the soul retrieval about, you're going to naturally reject that soul retrieval because you're still going through the same freaking trauma. Like, the reason why the soul retrieval's there, or the soul loss was there in the first place. I just sit here and go, wow, I need to watch TV. I mean, like, and that's what America has turned into. Wow, fuck this. Okay, I'm just going to watch TV and keep being dumbfounded. And then half of them end up on the streets. And then be like, well, I guess I just have to be happy with being on the streets. I've been in that mindset before. Because it's like, I don't like staying somewhere where I don't feel wanted or even like loved for even being around. I mean, like, if I don't feel wanted, why like, why even stick around? Like, what? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, if, okay, you don't want me in your life, I'm sorry for being an obligation or an imposing on your life. I'm sorry, and I need to figure something out. I'm an adult. I should be figuring something out. Shouldn't I? At least I try. At least I do my damned hardest. I don't sit there and just twiddle my fucking thumbs like a lot of people think I do. You know, it's like I say that a lot. It's like, especially when I get I get like sarcastic as fuck, y'all. I did like, oh yeah, like I'm sitting here twiddling my freaking thumbs, go wanting people to just freaking support me. No, I at least do something, try to figure something out, but I'm not gonna sit there and soulfully die trying to survive when I can just persevere and soulfully be fulfilled. Because something's got to break eventually, right? I mean, that's what perseverance is. To keep going, even no matter how many times you fall, you cry, you break, you fail, you know. That's why those that become more successful than the rest or become those 1%, because that's what they did. And more than half the time, that's probably why they're so freaking, you know, keep everything they have to themselves, because they worked that freaking hard for it. But then it's like, yeah, sometimes I just wish I was that trust fund baby. You know, it's like that's such a simple life. But then again, is it? Is it truly? Because more than half of them are still, you know, soulfully breaking apart because their love's not there or an element of family is missing, you know. They have everything they could ever need to survive this life. But then they're emotionally lost. They're emotionally missing. And so they use that money to keep trying to fill that black hole. So I mean, where's the happy medium? It really shouldn't be this hard to create a happy medium for everyone. I feel like this is exactly why we have so much war going on. So much chaos, so much killing, so much stealing. So we're all trying to figure out this happy medium. And everyone feels so lost into where that happy medium is for everyone. It's sad. It's very sad. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm gonna end this one here. I guess I really accomplished one of my goals. Instead of being a shaman of a community, I actually asked to be a shaman of the whole world. Technically, I've already accomplished it in a way. But I want to accomplish results too, though. Passion and flourish. Because honestly, no matter how many Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles you can do, I mean, and you can build up that the karmic bank, and then you know it can flourish in so many different ways. I don't understand what I'm missing. Well, besides obviously my financial grounding, like my own personal financial grounding, not just, you know, not just the classic stay-at-home mom, living under another person's finances. That's it's not what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to accomplish passion and finances. Balance both of them. It seems like my passion's blown through the roof. Then I'm going, okay, I thought I did what I was supposed to do. Work on the inner workings of everything, which I see the flourishment of this. I see the wisdom. I see the understandings coming in. But then what breaks me down again is like, okay, where's the other flip? Where's the other balance of it here? What is going on? And it's like, okay, yeah, I moved a little bit further. I kind of got my own space. But sorry to say, there needs to be a little more than that. I mean, like universe, knock knock. um This is getting tricky. This is getting shifty. The boat's not steady. It's getting rocky. I thought I was doing what you wanted me to do. Or what I was supposed to do, work on the inner workings, and then you attract that, the abundance in the self attracts the abundance outwardly, and it balances itself out, right? Yeah. Oh, would be. Oh my goodness. Take time to appreciate and enjoy the sweetness of life. Light the fires of passion in your belly and in your heart. When you are down, you may have to look up for inspiration. You may have to look at your life in a new way or make some sacrifices to gain the treasures that are awaiting you. Are you holding yourself back? I don't know. That's what I always ask myself. Sing, chant, and listen to the music of nature. Heal your negative feelings. No kidding. I remember in the darkest, wow, I'm pretty sick. One of the biggest things I have noticed after watching Perception, the show Perception, is I am pretty cynical. I am pretty like, yeah, well, I'll see it or I'll believe it when I see it, type of energy. It's just, and it's hard to try to stay out of that and keep a positive mind on things. But also, you just can't neglect the reality of reality. It's like, if you ignore reality of the reality, then it's like, that's how some people falter. And to sit here and push people to only look at things this way just doesn't sit right with me at all, because that's not like, giving that balance. That is not there. That's in my opinion not balance. Remember, in the darkest night you can see the most stars. The bright scarlet of the macaw burns brightly from a black landscape. Like her, you are always in a state of becoming, and at times it will feel as if your path is completely obscured, but fear not. Your journey is one of the spiritual, and the light of your heart's desire can always guide the way. Remember that you are very strong and have all you need to see its journey to its end, even when your trial winds through a mysterious landscape. Embrace the life of a wanderer, finding oceans of joy in the unknown path to the next horizon. which is freaking terrifying because I'm tired of losing everything I've worked so hard for. I have seriously embraced the life of a wanderer and left all of my stuff behind and went homeless as my stuff was thrown to the curb. And this is why sometimes some of these things I literally look at and I'm like, there needs to be more of a balance in that because sometimes it's not. And find a different kind of security, one that is deep within your heart in a place of peace and well being. It is the treasure of your hero's journey and flourish, uprooted. A tree violently uprooted from its life force has many faces of grief and confusion. We are often like this tree, torn away from the environment that encourages our life growth. And the sense of loss can be devastating, but the roots leave a seed beneath the earth that will ultimately rekindle the wisdom that was left. It will grow and reforest the land in your name, and the echo of your love will flourish from the rain of tears you have shed while I'm trying to read it through my own tears. Oh, that was funny. And this is why I laugh at the small things all the time, or try to find joy in such the smallest things and laugh out through the smallest things. Wow, my ears are just popped or something. Okay. This earth is a storehouse to which we come to learn and correct our negativity. Abuse is not a birthright. It is something we are taught or you are taught. And you can replace painful memories with better thoughts. You have the right to change your story with your imagination. Focus on happy laughter and well-being instead of abuse, and the gladness of your heart will follow as the universe enfolds you and keep you safe. See every aspect of situation, even a tough one, though you cannot change the past. You know that you can change what is in your life now. Not all the time. I do not always believe that one at all. I guess you can change your perspective of it now. Some people, I mean, you have to have you still have to go through the patience and perseverance to the point of that time when it's right to change things. See, this is exactly why I feel like I've accomplished one of my goals because that pretty much is a shaman. That's like that's gaining wisdom in certain things, especially when it comes to a lot of these things that everyone looks up to for inspiration, and then wonder why is it not working? you know, why do I feel like I'm lying to myself? Well, I work really hard to answer these questions. I really do, because that's one of the things that when I was walking the Christian path, no one wanted to do for me. I had questions on a lot of things, but it was blasphemy to ask those questions. And it's like, oh, well, you're supposed to be a teacher. Believe in your right to flourish. This is why I express what I express. Because that is truly me believing, hey, I have the right to flourish here. What am I doing wrong? I have the right to really, taste the beautiful pleasures of life, to explore the beautiful pleasures of life in nature. But other people would say that too when it comes to technology and power plants and things. Oh, that's my passion when it comes to life. So what does it matter if we're destroying Earth? Well, it does matter because Earth is a living soul, in my opinion. You're killing a soul. So is that really beneficial for everyone involved? No. That's why. Is what I'm doing beneficial for a lot of most of people involved? More than likely, because most of us have these thoughts. Most of us are just trying to figure out how to get out of their own despair. So I'd say yes. So I'd say that's good work. At least I thought. Number 12, Finch. But it seems like unless you're playing with Legos or making scary lies up and new lore about monsters, you won't get a sponsorship. You have to play with toys and do some stupid stuff or hurt yourself like Jack Butt. I am Finch, the diversity of experience. I am a million facets of reality. I am an internal spectrum of color. I exist in varied ways and bring the magic of alternatives. I am the high energy of restless anticipation. I am new direction and choice. I am your clue that it's time to switch things around and sample the flavors of life. Spice it up, change the colors, take the road never traveled. If you are stagnant, I will be there with opportunity. If you have seen it all before, I will change the landscape. Without change, everything stops. I am the millions of paths you could take. I am the urge to try something new. I am the joy of a free and an adventuresome way of life. I am the flurry of endless activity. You are ready to leave the comfort zone and mingle with new realities. You are abundant in curiosity. You are active change. You are blending experience, and you are Finch. There you go, everyone. For all of those that really sat there and listened to this all the way through, I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. And I hope everything, gets better. It looks like it should be. I mean, it could take more time, but we do have passage into new life over here. So, and then this universal connections and cosmic collaborations over here. So we do have signs here of movement and active change here. So best of wishes, many blessings. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Sharing, you never know who else that will see this and then be able to help them as well. And liking the video helps move the video along. And if you'd like a personal reading tailored to your own energy, the information for that is in the description box below. All right. Bye, y'all. See you next time.